Whoa, this lighting right here in this window at this exact time of day. This video is kind of about animals in like a bigger picture sense than just the ones that I have here. I am super passionate about conservation and protecting the environment and obviously all of the animals that live there. I am definitely not perfect, but I try to make choices that leave a smaller footprint. I feel like I've found some fairly simple ways to make little adjustments and just improve my general lifestyle. So I thought I would share them because they're easy. It doesn't take a lot of effort. I know that's probably one of the main reasons people are reluctant to make changes. Some of the things that we can do are a little intimidating, I think, for most people. You know, big changes, going solar, things like that. They're awesome if you can. But just because you can't, it doesn't mean that there aren't things you could be doing. Not here to lecture anybody about your lifestyle choices. However, for those people that are interested, that do want to help in the ways that they can, these are just some good options that I've found. They were easy transitions for me to make, and they weren't terribly expensive. The upfront investment on some of them was a little more, but certainly over the long run, because you will see a lot of things that are reusable, so less waste. I'm gonna share those with you. Animals that are living in the wild, in these environments that our lifestyle is having a negative impact on, need these kinds of things. They benefit from this. Okay, so one of the first things, probably something you're all very familiar with, reusable grocery bags. I've covered myself in these reusable grocery bags. So there's no excuse. I have little ones that fold up really small that I can keep in my purse. I have a bunch that I keep in my car. I have some that I keep in my pantry. I keep them everywhere. So they're always with me, and my forgetful brain doesn't feel guilty for forgetting them. In addition to these reusable grocery bags, I also have mesh produce bags. When you go to the grocery store and you're buying produce, especially if you're like me and you buy a lot of it, you use those plastic bags that are on the rolls. Instead of doing that, they make mesh bags, which I like a lot better anyways. Frankly, they look nicer in my fridge. This one is kind of silly, but I love to floss. So for the longest time, I was guilty of having those little plastic flossers. I used them for years. It was a running joke, basically, how often I would floss my teeth. Well, again, plastic and not reusable and just trash for landfills. So even though it's small, it still adds up. So silk floss in a glass container. After I use this, which takes forever to use up, to be honest, but then you can reuse the glass container and just buy the silk floss. So I keep these, instead of having those little green flossers all over the place, I keep one of these in my bathroom, by my bed, in my purse, in my car, all of that, and yeah, it works just as well. There are quite a few actually, like hygiene products and cleaning products, I'm realizing. So this is something that I've been doing for a very long time, is using bar soap. Started with just switching all my hand soap to bar soap, and then my body wash was all bar soap. I have yet to try the shampoo in the bar form. I would like to. I have a lot of hair though, and it's kind of picky hair, so I'm a little unsure if it'll work. But I know they also make bar soap for your pets. Basically anything you can think of. Anytime you can get rid of that plastic packaging that something comes in, you're making a better choice, pretty much always. And it smells so good. I've never found, this is frankincense and myrrh, I think. I've never found like a body wash or gel or anything in that form that smells as good as this stuff does, retains its smell as well as this. My whole bathroom smells great after a shower because of this stuff. In an effort to find things that are just reusable, more than one use, in this case, many uses, these face wipes. I also love, with these, I just use water and it takes off all of my makeup. It's really soft. There's no weird foreign chemicals and things like that you're putting on your face. And it came with 4, and the other ones I am washing. So yeah, you just throw them in the wash and you probably end up saving yourself a lot of money in face wipes. And then along the same lines, when I do want to use some kind of toner or something like that, I have these little all cotton ones that, yeah, I use for like my eyes and stuff. They're so soft. And then I just throw them in a little baggie and throw them in the wash. And there's a bunch of them in here too. I also have, and cannot find, a reusable Q-tip. It's silicone. It might sound gross, but you just wash it. Super easy and convenient, and then less waste. It is now much later, like several hours later, because my sister showed up and we ended up watching The Dark Crystal on Netflix, picking up sort of where we left off. I'm in the kitchen. A lot of these items are kitchen related as well. I guess for starters, I don't use any kind of plastic containers, so I don't buy any Tupperware or anything like that. Exclusively glass. I use a lot of mason jars, especially for storing like animal feeds. I use a lot of mason jars, and then for my own storage, leftovers and whatever, I just make sure to use glass containers instead. They're easier. I can put them in the oven, I can put them in the microwave, I can put them in the dishwasher. They don't get ruined. I don't end up needing to replace them. Instead of using plastic wrap, I have, this is gonna tell you nothing about them, but instead of using plastic wrap, cling wrap, that kind of stuff, I have these, which are washable, reusable. They are wax coated cling things basically, and I was skeptical about these because, you know, after you use them a couple of times and wash them, how are they still clingy? But they are. These were a purchase that I kind of was reluctant to make because, again, they're not super cheap, but I'm absolutely an advocate for them now. It's another item that I knew I wanted and I put off for a little while because they can be a little pricey, was the silicone plastic bags, Ziploc type bags instead of plastic Ziploc bags. Reuse and reuse and reuse them like crazy. You can boil them to sterilize them. They're basically indestructible. They are easy to clean, easy to use. Just, that was a big thing. Oops, turned off the light on you. That was a huge part of the motivation behind, I think, making this video and sharing some of the items I found and what I've learned, because I know personally, yeah, the inconvenience factor did play into it as much as I wish that it didn't, and that I was like, it's worth my inconvenience and my extra time and my extra money to help save the planet. It is, but when you're actually trying to incorporate that into your daily life multiple times a day potentially for all the changes that I've made, you know, it starts to add up and it starts to become potentially something that is hard to sustain for some people. So these are all things that I feel are really easy transitions, changes to make. SodaStream. Everybody loves LaCroix. I see everyone and their mother drinking LaCroix, and I am guilty. I love LaCroix as well. Just buy a SodaStream. Honest to God, it is the same, except you're not having to buy all those cans. You're saving a ton of money, first of all. But second of all, yeah, there's no waste. I have about 5, at least, of the metal drinking bottles that I take with me everywhere for water. I don't buy bottled water. That's another one of those. Should be obvious and a no-brainer, and everybody at this point should know what a difference it makes, how important it is, but just in case, keep bottles for drinking water. Don't buy bottled water. Same though goes with LaCroix. I don't really like the taste of straight tap water, to be honest. I am now totally addicted to the carbonated bubbly water, and so every single day I use my SodaStream. Another thing I really like are these microfiber cloths. I use them to clean pretty much anything and everything. I know there's some brands that are really expensive. I've never tried them, so I can't say for sure, but these seem to do just fine, and they were much more affordable, and you just throw them in the wash when you need to. And around here, yeah, things get pretty dirty pretty quickly, so I use them like crazy. Speaking of things getting dirty, washing machine, washing clothes and towels and all that kinds of stuff. I always use either powder, ideally, or the little pods, I guess. And this is, yeah, 95% naturally derived ingredients. I've honestly found ones that are even more environmentally friendly, I feel like, than this brand, but it is a green brand that, yeah, does a lot for the environment. And this, like the package is recyclable and printed with water-based inks and nothing's toxic and all that good stuff. So it's not bad. And I love the smell, but I never get the liquid detergents or softeners because of the packaging. I will be honest, I think I have some of the best smelling clothes ever. They're all kind of a cedary, woody smell. It's fantastic. And it's because I use that detergent helps, but also I don't use any of the fabric softener sheets in my dryer. I use these wool balls that are super reusable. I can wash them. They help things dry faster, so using less energy. But also, the staining on them is from essential oils. So I put it on the balls, and then my clothes smell fantastic. Speaking of cleaning stuff, and I didn't even realize I had this many, but Swiffer cleaning mats, instead of getting the ones that they sell you that are disposable, you can get these on Amazon. Clearly, yeah, I buy a lot of them because I'm always mopping something. They're pretty cheap. You throw them in the wash. They work awesome. I'm not an expert. I am so far from being a good example of everything you can do or should do, and I would love to hear if anybody has suggestions, things that they found that are simple, beneficial, and help reduce the amount of waste that we create. Please let me know, share them. I am totally open to trying more things, integrating more of it into my life. Yeah, leave that below. And if you try any of these things and you like them, if you already are doing some of these things and like them, also please let me know.